Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of J-Dubs Aquatics. Time for another update on the reef tank. It is 10 weeks old today, and I've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in.
New additions. I picked up myself a flame hawkfish, named this guy Big Red, and he's quite a character. He really cracks me up the way his eyes follow you around. Got a nice little colony of Blastos. About 12 or 13 heads. Hollywood Stunner Chalice. And I gave this one lots of space so I don't have any issues with stinging any of the surrounding corals. This is the second acro in the system. So far it's doing very well. Got a single head of acans. Got this little Christmas Favia with some Fire and Ice Zoes also on it. Nice little piece. And the last new addition is this other kind of clove polyps, and these are the ones that have the orange streak going through them. So I decided to add another topic to my update videos. I thought fish behavior would be a really cool thing to track as well. You'll notice my pair of clowns here have really taken to this colony of zoes, and they pretty much hang out in here all day. They do wander a little bit, but this is definitely where they're calling their home. My purple firefish here pretty much hangs out on the right side of the tank, and he's usually out and about. Over the last 2 weeks, my green chromis here became very aggressive towards my other one, and unfortunately he did kill him. The yellow watchman goby and pistol shrimp have made a little burrow over here on the right side of the tank, and they pretty much hang out here all day. Here's the flame hawkfish again. This guy's behavior just absolutely kills me. I love the way his eyes just go from side to side. 6-line wrasse is doing very well. He's pretty much just always out and about cruising the reef, looking for pods and other little bugs and whatnot. Here's Pac-Man the yellow tang. He's been with me for about a month now, and he was a little shy at first, but he's definitely warmed up to all the tank mates, especially my Melanaris wrasse, and you can see through the footage here, he's developed a pretty cool relationship with him. And I suspect he might have even had ick when I first got him, and he was following the wrasse around all day, and the wrasse was picking the spots off him. I haven't seen spots on him in about 3 weeks now, so at this point I don't intend to quarantine. So as I mentioned, I did lose the one green chromis to aggression, and unfortunately a few days ago I also found my Royal Grandma's remains being eaten by my banded coral shrimp, so I'm not sure what happened there. Coral growth. My Monty garden over here is really taking off. You can see the white rims on everything, and the colors are really starting to pop. My rose bubble tip nems are doing great. They're staying put, but my clowns unfortunately still have not found them. These leathers here are getting huge. They're just absolutely exploding with new growth. This mushrooms over here, you can see it's starting to spread down the backside of that rock. You can't see it until they're closed up, but my Duncans here are growing about 5 or 6 new heads, so that's awesome. The green clove polyps are doing awesome, spreading nicely. These zoes were not doing very well in the last place I had them, but I moved them up and they're doing very well up here. Toadstool leather, about the same. Here we have the zoe garden and green star polyps, and they are definitely taking off and starting to spread all over the rockwork. If you look back at my last video, this acro was in really bad shape, but it's really bounced back and looking good now. This here actually is a Jedi Mind Trick Undata that's completely morphed colors. It was almost brown in the last video. These bird's nest frags here are all doing very well. You can see the nice white grout tips, they're clearly growing. Purple Digi over here is also doing excellent. Nice polyp extension and white tips, clearly growing as well. This cactus coral frag is also getting bigger and bigger. Candy canes, no new heads yet since the last video, but they're all doing very well. Nice big puffy heads. This leather back here is getting bigger and bigger. This war coral favia has one new head on the right side there and two new heads on the top. Acro frag here has nice white tips, starting to take off. My purple torch, since I did the dip in Coral RX, has made a full recovery and is starting to take off again as well. This one head up here though, unfortunately just can't decide if it's going to live or die. No new heads on the frog spawn yet, but it is getting bigger and it's looking great. Tubenaria coral, nice white rim, definitely starting to grow. I decided to add a little frag rack here in the display tank so I could grow a few SPS frags under the light that they're already used to. Equipment changes. I decided to add a MaxiJet power head to the back wall, add a little extra flow back there. I decided to take the live rock out of my sump and I've put it into the 20 gallon, which has actually now become a display refugium instead of a frag tank, and I just think it's going to benefit the system a lot more. I decided to add a second filter sock, so now there's one for the display tank and one for the display refugium. Big shout out to my boy Mike Haynes for sending me a float valve, and I got it installed and I now never have to top off my RODI again. I've also drilled a hole here through the floor and I'm ready to install my water change line. So as I mentioned, I decided the frag tank just wasn't really necessary anymore for the system. I have plenty of room in the display for frags, and I thought a display refugium would be really cool and would really benefit the system as far as nutrient export. My maintenance routine hasn't really changed much. I still blast the rock off every 2 weeks with a turkey baster. I do a water change every 2 weeks, and that's basically just to remove detritus, and it's usually 5 to 10 gallons or less. I empty my skimmer twice a week, as well as change my filter socks twice a week, and I dose fuel once a week. Water parameters. Temperature 78 degrees, salinity 1.026, ammonia 0, nitrite 0, nitrate 2 parts per million, phosphate 0.00 parts per million, pH 8.1, alkalinity 8.6 DKH, calcium 450, and magnesium 1340. That's it for this month's update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and happy fish keeping.